The trial of Theo Jackson and Willem Oosthuizen, accused of forcing Victor Mlotshwa into a coffin and threatening to pour petrol over him, is taking place in Delmas in Mpumalanga today. And senior producer Michael Marillier is covering that story for us. Michael, good afternoon to you. Fill us in on what's happened, and I presume that pleas have obviously now been entered.
That's absolutely correct, Jeremy. Both accused, Theo Jackson and Willem Oosthuizen, have entered pleas of not guilty to all charges. The state getting straight down to business, calling its first witness, and that first witness happened to be the employer of Theo Jackson, the man who employed him for 10 years. He's told the court that he felt heartache when he heard about the incident involving Rethabile Victor Mlotshwa.
And what was he saying then about what he'd learnt as far as that incident is concerned? My understanding is, apart from feeling fairly sore about it, he was fairly graphic at some point.
Yes, indeed. He explained that the incident occurred when he was out of the country, when he was in Namibia. And he says he got first word of it when he returned and saw it in a newspaper article, saw talk about this incident on social media. He was then told by a friend to go and look on the internet and see what it was all about. When he did, he realized that it was striking rather close to home, possibly involving one of his own employees. He then apparently approached Jackson and told him to hand himself over to the police.
And they accused themselves in court today. What was their demeanor like?
Very much keeping to themselves, Jeremy. They stood together in the dock, one of them wearing a grey suit, the other a black suit, keeping very much to themselves, heads bowed during most of the discussions ahead of the charges actually being outlined, and really a pretty sober demeanour in the lead up to this court case beginning.
And outside court, you'll describe to us what's happening?
Absolutely. Well, just behind me, a small group of Democratic Alliance supporters have been gathering, singing songs. Some of them apparently aimed at Julius Malema, the leader of the Economic Freedom Fighters. They've also been members of the ANC as well as members of the South African Communist Party, offering their support to the victims. Some of them saying there is no place for racism in this community.
And Michael, apart from De Beer, who else are we expected to hear from today?
Well, we are expected to hear from the alleged victim, Rethabile Mlotshwa. He has been listed as a potential witness. Not clear if that will happen today, but the state has listed him as a witness. And we understand a relative of Mlotshwa may also be called to the stand, Jeremy. And crucially, potentially the investigating officer who played an important role in the bail application of these two men. She's likely to be called at some point over the next few days.
All right, we will return to that story a little later, live in Delmas in Mpumalanga for Newsday. That is producer Michael Marillier.